Welcome to the reading for the Aries full moon. Super fun. Actually, these cards feel, and the energy to me feels not like everything's better. There's plenty of things to bring us down and drag us into the mud, because that is what this year, and I mean, this is all a lead up. This has all been a lead up. Everybody who had been ignoring the problems, now the problems are just on all of our front doors. And so anybody who already felt the world turning, now I feel we can kind of start leaning into the world turning as it is. And I'm not saying that that's easy. I'm just saying that these cards don't feel as intense as the last ones. And so we've got the New Time card, which says inner calm and balance below it, the Wolf card, and the Empress card. And so it was a couple weeks ago or a couple moons ago that I pulled the Emperor card. And so I'm enjoying seeing this balance coming from the Emperor to the Empress, even though last moon cycle may have been its own thing. These cards speak to a necessity for boundaries, for understanding ourselves and what it is that we need in order to nurture ourselves, to nurture our creative ability and possibilities, and to really understand and settle into our hearts and figure out like what actually is inner calm and balance to us, because that's going to be different for everybody. We need to stop looking for a homogeneous answer. Like you could Google search and find out what is inner calm and balance for everybody. That's not what we're working on here. We're working on ourselves as well as how we fit in the pack, the wolf pack. So I want to start with the wolf then. We've got this, it's an earth element card, but it looks like it's in the fire, which I find interesting, especially because California is on fire. It's been on fire, didn't actually stop. The air cleared for a second here because of our wind patterns, but it never stopped being on fire. And now there's another fire that's closer to us. And so this card feels poignant. But this thing about wolves, cunning, intelligent, intuitive, strategic creatures who run in packs and run on loyalty and communication with each other. And they work together to strategize how to hunt more effectively, which makes them great hunters, great at getting what it is that they need. So symbolically speaking, this is a time for understanding what it is that you bring to the pack, finding other people that bring different things to the pack, communicating with them in whatever fashion that you can, just knowing that you have a support system as much as you possibly can. Like, if you don't feel that you have one, now's a great time to strategize on how you can build one. And it starts with just saying hi to somebody. It starts with just reaching out to somebody. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you have some opportunities to reach out to people and to cultivate those connections. Also, wolves are very territorial. And so, symbolically speaking, we tie that to emotional things, boundaries. Really, really cultivating healthy boundaries. The only way to cultivate healthy boundaries is to understand what it is that you need. What it is that you need to feel calm and safe and balanced. And then that brings us to this card, the New Time card. Green, it's a highly green card, so it's very much about the heart chakra. It's very much that center of us. This also is a brain. It is surrounded by neurons. It is shooting off and is creating chemicals, is running the blood through your body. It is its own brain. And so you've got your brain, and then you've got a brain, and you've got several other brains. Your whole body is a brain, multiple brains. But this brain is telling you what you're attracted to, what you're repelled from, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what feels calming, what feels safe for you. Right now, we got to figure that out, because it's not going to get easier out there. Like in here, we have to cultivate our own calm and balance, because out there, there's no incentive to cultivate calm and balance, because out there is so many people and so many things vying for our attention to get our energy, to literally siphon our energy off of us. And so when we cultivate inner calm and balance, we have an opportunity to take our energy back, to say, this feels good and I'm going to do this. This doesn't feel good and I'm not going to do this. And I think that the more that people take that opportunity, and I really want like people who feel like they haven't had that opportunity because it was never afforded to them, to really, let's find ways to take care of each other. Let's find ways to step up and make it so that people who couldn't take time or energy to figure out what their inner calm and balance is, to get their energy back, how can we make that happen for people? And how can we change our perspective? And how can we look inside of ourselves? And even if we can't do it all in one day, because we can't do it all in one day. We have to take time and energy to figure it out one step at a time. What can make you a little bit more calm and balanced today? What one thing could you do for yourself to get yourself to a stasis where you are understanding where your energy is going at any given time and what is good for you and what's not good for you? Because once we start cultivating this power, like together, our energy together, we're going to be unstoppable. And we're already unstoppable, but we just are still having our energy siphoned off. And the more aware of that we can get, and like, don't be mad at yourself for having it happen, because it's happening to all of us. Now that you know, now that you have an opportunity to see, how do you want to spend your energy? How do you want to save your energy? And that brings us to the Empress card. So it's this tree that's lit up at night. It looks like a fall tree, with red, but it's still lit up by this moon, but it's in the dark, subconscious. The receptive feminine aspect of the archetypes. The Empress is the creative potential energy, the physical creative realm, and all that is possible here, and how we can cultivate it through our energy, through the feminine receptive. We all have feminine and masculine, and right now, again, like with this heart card and with this Empress card, it's all about, and also this card is also in the nighttime here. Wolves tend to hunt at night. So all of this is speaking to a necessity to go inside of ourselves. And we've been doing that. I understand we have been doing that, but the work doesn't end. This is generation upon generation of bullshit stacked on bullshit. And it's not just going to get solved in a couple of months. And we're not going back to normal. We're creating new normals. And don't let anybody tell you that there's only one new normal. There's new normals all over the place. So many that we can't even begin to imagine how many new normals can be. And they're going to continue to change, and they're going to continue to adapt and grow as the world changes and as we make our choices collectively and individually. But right now, take the time to go inside of yourself, to be okay with whatever the situation is right now, to find a way to have gratitude for whatever it is that you have, to reach out and to be in contact with who you can be strategic with, who you can work with, who you can communicate with, who you're in friendship with, who you get energy from being around. That's your pack. That's who you have incentive to hang out with, who you have incentive to strategize with and work with. Because, as I've said before, we are in a civil war. And I don't believe that the way we win this civil war is going toe-to-toe with a bunch of white supremacists. The way that we win the civil war is by literally taking all of our energy, taking it all back and saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. In fact, we're taking back all of the energy that you stole over hundreds of years. We're just going to be taking that back. And we can do this. And we have this ability, especially with the help of our ancestors and our spirits and our guides and whatever, which is why I always talk to people about, please get in with your spirits in whatever way that you can, because honestly, they're already with you, and they want all of us to succeed, because it's to the benefit of all of our lives, all of our spirits, the universe, the multiverse, because everything's connected. Yada da da da. But the point is, we can't even get to that. We can't get to this ultimate feeling of everything is connected, so I have incentive to do the right thing, to do what is for the highest good of all. We can't get there if all of our energy is being siphoned away. And so we're going to pull it back. We're going to be with our inner calm. We're going to sit with our heart. We're going to see what our heart wants to do. Even if the world and capitalism and politicians and whoever else wants to tell us that we don't have that right, we absolutely do, and we absolutely have to. We absolutely have to work together in this. We absolutely have to have our packs ready, because this is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is real life right now. If you look, I think the number is up to 104 times that cars have plowed through protesters since the George Floyd protests began. So that's like 2-3 months. It's GTA on the motherfucking streets. This is not a game. There's people bringing guns all over the place, white supremacists who are just stockpiling, and some fucking guy who's telling them to stand by. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is us taking our energy back, saying we're not going to do this with y'all. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to listen to ourselves. We're going to create things with each other. We're going to move under the veil of the darkness, even though it's got the bright moon right now is lighting everything up, which I really like, because Aries moon, that's really letting them know, like, we see you. We see what you're doing. This is bullshit. We're going to do our own thing. We're not going to win by doing things that haven't worked for so long already. What we're going to win by is by taking our energy back. And the only way we can take our energy back is to know what our energy is, to know what we've lost. What we've lost, all of that energy, all of that, when you feel good, when you feel like you have momentum and you can do things, that's our energy. We need to take that back, and we have an opportunity to take that back. So I wish you all well, and I look forward to the next moon reading.